Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Carmen Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Her new call-in show, Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life, offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and find the answers you've been looking for.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life. I'm Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on OMTimes Radio. And tonight, I'm more excited than ever because I have two wonderful people with me, my special guests. My guest tonight, I met many, many years ago, 25 years ago, believe it or not, in the Hamptons. And they changed my life then, and since then I will never, never forget that day. That day was special, and the fact that I have them tonight is a gift. And I'm going to introduce them to you. They are a dynamic duo. They are the world-renowned astrologer known as Monte Farber and Amy Zerner. Together, Monte and Amy are the best-selling author of over 40 books. Yes, you heard me, 40 books. And tools about tapping into the wealth of the spiritual guidance and, helping people all over the globe to change their life. They sold millions, over 3 million copies around the world, translated in 18 languages, published by HarperCollins, Sterling, Simon & Schuster, you name it. Now, Monte Farber is a very well-known astrologer. To me, probably the best astrologer in the world, and I'm not exaggerating, but he's also intuitive. He's an intuitive counselor. He's brilliant. He has such an empathic way of being. When he meets somebody, he's so down to earth, and he has that amazing way. He developed a method of psychic perception, a combination of creative channeling, with spirituality, with common sense, with the genuine love for the human spirit. And Amy is such a talent. She's been exhibiting her unique artwork and her couture jacket coats at the Bird of Gourmand for over 21 years. And her extraordinary jewelry design are exquisite. Her art couture, her tapestry, her collage you can find them in the collection of most of the prominent individuals like Oprah, Elizabeth Taylor, Rihanna, Patti LaBelle, Shirley MacLaine, Martha Stewart, so many other people who appreciate, who adore her work. Now, they both live in the Hamptons, which is an area near Long Island and near New York. But I want to tell you that Monte has personally counseled so many celebrities and the business elite, and he's considered the best astrologer in the Hamptons, but I should say probably one of the best in the world. From all those best-selling titles, I should name a few: The Enchanted Tarot, Karma Cards, The Enchanted Love Tarot, Astrology for Wellness, Chakra Meditation Kit, Sun Sign Secrets, Signs of the Season, an astrology cookbook, believe it or not, amazing cookbook, Instant Tarot Quantum Affirmation, the Creativity Oracle, the Psychic Circle, and the list go on and on and on and on. I mean, it's like unbelievable creativity, a lifetime dedicated to improve, to better, to raise the consciousness. But tonight we're going to talk about their newest book. The newest book is Mindful Astrology. What a genius title. Finding peace of mind according to your Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Now, I also encourage you to visit their site, Monte and Amy's website, to learn more about their amazing work, to find all their extraordinary products. And their website are theenchantedworld.com, montefarber.com, amyzerner.com. And I can go on and on talking about them, but I want to invite them to the show tonight, and you guys call in as fast as you can, because I know that there will be so many people calling, and the lines will be full very quickly. So 202-570-7057. But Amy and Monte, I love you. I adore you. I am so grateful that you are with me tonight. So thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Carmen, what a wonderful introduction, and so nice to connect with you. I think when we met so long ago, I remember we traded readings. I remember sitting with you, and it was magical.
It was. You rubbed off on us.
Right. And I will never forget the room we met. And even now I have your images in my mind. And I can say that after all these years, you guys look the same, are in the same state of spirit, and the magic is there. With you, there's magic, Magic in everything. Everything you guys touch is brilliant. It turns into gold. So I had your book here. I got it.
The Mindful Astrology.
Yeah, Mindful Astrology. So I invite everybody listening to get this amazing book, Mindful Astrology. I had a lot of books on astrology through years, and doing this radio for many years. I've always invited people in the field, but this is brilliantly done. The way you guys put everything together, so everything that people can comprehend the significance of their rising sun, of the moon, and the position of everything in their chart. It's so compelling and so well put together. So I'm going to ask you some questions, but you guys feel free to tell me what you need to tell me, because I know we have a lot of listeners, and I know that they are excited to be with us tonight. And we're going to take some calls because people are so willing to communicate and probably ask some questions. Is that okay with you?
Sure. And if they happen to know their sun, moon, and rising sign, we can interpret that for them.
Yeah, and like you, we work from a position of love. We're trying to help people with everything that we do. Amy and I are so fortunate that we're together for 46 years in love more than ever before. And the best way to keep your good luck going is to share it with other people. So that's what we try and do through all our books.
But not everybody has that luck to find their soulmate. You guys are soulmates,
We were very, very fortunate. Yes. Thank you so much.
When we met so long ago in 1974, I was studying astrology.
And I was studying Amy.
In New York. He always says that.
I love it.
Yeah, because I used to think astrology was nonsense. But when I learned the real astrology from Amy, and I was amazed, because I had gone to a technical high school. I thought of myself as a scientific person, but there is a science to it. And in Mindful Astrology, we reveal the rising sign, which sounds crazy, but it's the sign of the zodiac that is on the horizon, rising with the rest of the planets and the sun and the moon at the moment that you're born.
For instance, I'm a Scorpio rising, and Monte's a Leo rising. Do you know what you are, Carmen?
I am a Taurus rising. I have my moon in Pisces, and my sun in Aries.
Like me.
You're a combination of, because Amy has the sun in Aries, I have the moon in Pisces, and I have a Taurus midheaven. Now, knowing that, and here for your listeners, I'd like to share with them, just knowing that a person is a Taurus rising, I know right now that in the sky, out in space, the planet Uranus is in Taurus. So this is a really exciting time for you, Carmen.
You have lots of new ideas.
Yeah, right. It's a time when you want to revolutionize the way you project yourself into the world, because the rising sign is how we project ourselves into the world. It's how other people see us, whether we know it or not. And it's and not knowing your rising sign is like getting dressed in the dark, and you don't know what other people.
So we say the sun, moon, and your rising sign are the big three in astrology. If you know that, or if you know about somebody else, like you're trying to get to know somebody, if you know their sun, moon, and rising sign, you can really cut to the heart of the matter and understand them. Like your moon is your feelings, your emotional intelligence, and that's not what first appears, but if you know it astrologically, you can really understand where a person's at.
Right.
And also, as a fashion designer, you know, your rising sign kind of dictates a lot of the colors that you wear, or even your hairstyles.
Yeah, and with Uranus going over your rising sign, it's a time when a lot of people do change the way they dress and the way they appear and change their hairstyles. Because Uranus in astrology is basically a psychological language, and you're a psychologist, so you understand that there's a part of us that wants to keep life new and exciting. That's what Uranus represents as an energy of a planet, and right now in the sky, it's in the sign of Taurus and has been. It's in a sign for 7 years, and the book helps you. You know, because right now there's so many miracles in the world, and one of them is the internet.
Well, she has a miracle radio show.
Exactly. And radio shows are
right, Amy, you got it, Amy.
and
that's why I love it.
and Uranus represents the future. It represents, you know, everything electronic, everything from, you know, radios all the way to spaceships, anything that's involved with bringing the future in as fast as possible. You know, cryptocurrencies, all kinds of things like that. So, and right now, the internet allows any person to find out their sun, moon, and rising sign. There's several. So
once you find it out, you can look up in the book about love and relationships, about money, about your career,
about your job,
about wellness.
Yeah, and mindfulness. And we try to keep, when we talk about mindfulness, a lot of the astrology books, you read them and then you don't remember a thing you read. We tried to make it.
That's why this is genius. Your book, I said, wow, you know what I mean? This book is brilliant. Finally, a book about astrology that people can comprehend, can utilize, you know, as a vehicle to improving their understanding about themselves, the world around, and the people around them. So this becomes like a tool. I mean, it becomes a manual, you know. You keep it by your bed.
That's exactly right.
Yes, it's a manual.
And we like to share basics because if you have a strong foundation, it's like you said, it's such a useful tool. Because it can seem daunting to have to learn astrology and all the different angles and all the different transits, and then people get put off because it really is, in the end, a lifetime study.
Yeah,
but if you have these basics, and we do that with the tarot also in our book.
In the Enchanted Tarot. And no one has any time. You know, right now all these labor-saving devices take up all of our time. So we try to do a book that's easy to understand, fun to read,
easy to understand,
and stays with you. Because if it's not interesting and entertaining, who wants it nowadays?
Yes, it should be fun too.
Right, exactly.
But you talked in a book about the Celestial Trilogy, and I want you to explain the listeners, what do you mean by that?
We think of the sun, moon, and rising sign in your chart as the Celestial Trilogy. So what you do is you go to one of these websites
that we recommend
in the book,
to get your free chart. You have to know your time of birth and the place of birth.
Yeah, and it's on your birth certificate. Since 1939, at least in America, it's been the law that your time of birth has to be on your birth certificate.
So you just feed in that information, and it's free, and you come up with your sun, moon, and your rising sign, and then you start to look it up.
Right.
And you start to look up your husband and your daughter and your best friend. And
that's so great.
Yeah, and then
really
because I know I was just going to say, but that's the way to make the world better, is one person at a time. And the more people that know about themselves and feel empowered and get to be their own friend, because isn't that the problem so often, that we're crueler to ourselves than we would be to a stranger who came to us with the same problems?
Right. Yeah.
And, you
now
have
I
your
wanna
moon
ask
in
you-
Pisces, like Monte. That's
Yes.
the most psychic placement.
Yeah.
That's why you
Psychic,
pick
yeah.
up you pick up stuff from people all the time.
The
Right,
moon in a water sign. I know that Nostradamus had the moon in Cancer. So usually
Yes.
those moon in Pisces, moon in Cancer are the moons of the visionaries, the people who transcend the physics and can see beyond the limitation of the physical world. Yes.
That's correct. And the moon in astrology rules the sign Cancer, but it's good in Pisces as well.
And being an Aries, you're an Aries and I'm an Aries, we should always go with our first impression and our first impulse. Because the second
And Aries-
one is wrong.
Aries are very good friends. I've seen all my best friends are Aries,
That's true. I know. I have a lot of Aries friends, too.
Well, they're honest. If you want to
honest.
know the truth,
Yes.
ask an Aries. Or a Sagittarius for that reason, for that matter. You can ask
Also, we get a lot done, right, Carmen?
Right,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. Oh, you, Amy, how can you do so many amazing things? Your creativity is beyond the chart. It's just, wow, all the time I look at you, I say, oh my God, look at this design. Nobody has them. It's just so...
Thank you.
Well,
you know why? Because I love it. I love it so much, and so I always want to see what the next thing is going to be
But you
that
have an
comes out.
infinite source of inspiration.
Yes,
It seems like an endless well.
Yeah, writer's block doesn't exist with Amy. And the thing is ever since I met her in 1974, she was an amazing artist even then. And so, she just does the work, she doesn't talk about it, she does it. That's an Aries trait.
And, I'm looking at her, how she cooks, all the recipes she comes. And then she designs the most amazing clothes in the world, and then she comes with jewelry, and then she knows everything. And she's so normal. She's so down to earth.
Thank you, Carmen.
She really is.
I can't tell you enough. I mean, I'm like,
That's
I'm your
so
biggest
sweet.
fan,
Thank you.
I tell you,
Oh,
Amy,
thank
I'm your
you.
biggest fan.
I'm always amazed at how down to earth Amy is. If I was as talented as her, I would be the biggest egomaniac in the world. But she's just a wonder. People say, "How did you stay married for 46 years? How come you're so in love?" I say, "Well, marry Amy, and you'll understand."
Well, it's mutual.
Exactly.
I think we all have gifts, and when you nurture that, you get so much back. When you really pay attention to your gifts and do what you're meant to do on Earth. And luckily, I found that when I was, young, I was nurtured by my mother was an artist, and so I felt that was what I was.
Plays beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, her mother was an amazing artist herself.
I always say I come from a family of artists, and Monte says he comes from a family of bullshit artists. So.
Well, I don't want to offend anybody out in Radio Land, but my father was a real dyed-in-the-wool New Yorker. You know what I mean? New York police sergeant. So he thought everyone was a criminal, but that's just the way police think. But we've been so happy, and we've been able to share and do very well in the publishing business. We represent ourselves. We don't use an agent. We don't use an attorney. And
40
we have these
books, you guys. You did 40 books.
I guess we have a lot. We have a lot to say.
Well, you know what it is also
to say.
we do, and we've gotten to the point where now the publishers call us and ask us for books, which is really wonderful. And one of the reasons, we did something called the Creativity Oracle. And because we think of everybody we work with, yourself included, of course, we think of every person who does every job. There's no such thing as a job where you can't be creative in the doing of that job. And so we did this Creativity Oracle to help people bring out the creative in everything they do. And it's doing very well. It's entering its second printing right now. It just came out, and it's already being reprinted. So we're excited.
Well, you've written books, Carmen. You kind of have to shut out the outside world to focus.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to ask the people at OMTime Radio to have you on their cover of their magazine and to publish something from your book, because this is, it would be, an amazing treat for them to have you. So I'm going to talk to the people there to make sure that, you guys get as much.
Thank you so much.
publicity around this book. The book is absolutely brilliant, and I have a lot of people waiting to talk to you guys.
Okay,
I don't even know where to start. So where to start, for who to take first? I'm going to go, so Teresa, Lelani, I'm going to go, Mila, you guys hold on the line. I'm going to go to Adriana in New Jersey. Hi, Adriana. Hi, my love.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Adriana.
Hi.
You have an amazing opportunity to talk to best people in the world in the field of spirituality. There's no one like them. So
I don't even know what to ask, to tell you the truth.
But do you happen to know what's your sun sign?
What sign are you?
I'm a Cancer. I was born on June 28th at 7 p.m.
Okay, so if you're born at 7 p.m., that means the sun has gone down below the horizon, or it's around the horizon, so that would put you might be what's known as a Capricorn Rising. And this is one of the most important things in mindful astrology is the rising sign, because it helps you to understand why people see you a certain way. And were you given too much responsibility as a child? Because there's a chance when you're a Capricorn Rising that they see you as, oh, she can take care of anything. She can take care of business. She's calm, cool, and collected and able to do whatever has to be done. So I'm guessing right now about what your rising sign is.
Because we don't know your exact time, so he's guessing that you're a Capricorn Rising.
Right. If you were
I have a chart. I did it a while back. I'm not sure how accurate it is. It says a rising sign is 11 degrees Sagittarius.
Oh, you're Sag Rising.
Okay, so then you'll be totally honest with me. We were talking about Sag Risings are the ones that can sometimes be so honest that they work against themselves. They can say the truth, because saying the truth means everything to
Can
them.
you see where the moon is?
The moon, it says it was in 10 degrees Capricorn, and the sun is in 7 degrees Cancer.
Okay. So your moon in Capricorn, that kind of mulls things over. You know, you don't make quick decisions.
Right. And knowing astrology, this wouldn't necessarily be in the book. But if you're a Sag Rising, Capricorn is the next sign down. So you either have your moon in your first house, which is the house of you and everything you want everybody to know about you, or else it's in the second house, which would mean your value system is really important, and money would be good. You'd have a connection with it.
I think people might not know how deep your feelings are, you know, with the Cancer and Moon and Capricorn. There's very deep waters there, and deep. And so Sagittarius Rising, they might think you're just like going along on your merry way
and having a great life. The thing with the fire signs rising, usually people will never feel sorry for you, which is no matter how bad things are.
Because Cancers have to be careful of getting hurt, because they feel things very deeply.
Yeah.
So I hope we've bombarded you with all about you.
Okay, so no, everything you said is true.
Oh, good. That's what we like to hear.
It must be true, because our cat just finally woke up and has decided to.
Our Aries cat.
Our Aries cat is 20 years old, God bless him.
So it's so helpful to know astrology about a person. You can really kind of cut to the chase, and, even if you've known them for a minute, you can know so much about them just from knowing their sun, moon, and rising sign.
So get the book, Adriana, Mindful Astrology by Monte and Amy. So this book will change your perception about the people around you. When it comes to relationship, when it comes to your money situation, when it comes to everything. So the book is so well done. It's one of the best books in astrology
Thank
ever.
you, Carmen.
Thank you, Carmen. And it's beautiful, too, right? Didn't they do a wonderful job?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Such an amazing... Who did this book? Which publish house is it?
It's Quarto.
It's called Quarto, and it's their Rock Point
Oh, that's
Press.
what I thought. But, I don't know these people pretty well. Who are these?
They're international. They're international publishers based in England, but they have an American operation.
Oh, in England.
And as you know, a lot of times when you sign a deal for a book, they don't do the greatest cover in the world. But this cover, I couldn't have even imagined.
This cover is beautiful.
Gorgeous,
the
with
colors,
gold.
The everything. Yes, the gold. Amy, was this your idea? I assume.
No, this was a real collaboration with the publisher, and they wanted it to be a gift book. It's hardcover. It's beautifully illustrated. Sometimes we have to trust and not take control the way Aries like to take control, right?
Yeah, right.
Aries are not bossy. Whoever came up with that idea?
Okay. Adriana, thank you so much for calling. Don't forget to get this book, Mindful Astrology, okay? Please get it.
I found it on Amazon already.
Oh,
thanks. You're so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, it's in pre-order right now.
I love you, my dear. Thank you for calling us. I'm going to go to Teresa from Chicago. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Carmen. How are you?
So you have such a treat tonight.
Hi, Teresa.
With Amy and Monte.
I'm delighted. I'm excited. I can't wait to read your book.
Oh, thank you. Do you happen to know your sun, moon, or rising?
Unless you have a question.
Any of them?
I did my chart, and like you said before, it's hard to follow and kind of know things are difficult to kind of figure out. So I think your book will be great for people like me.
Thank you. Yes, so the sun, the moon, and the rising sign is what the book concentrates on, and that's something that when you get your chart done, even online, it'll spell it out in English. You don't have to know the symbols of astrology.
Yeah, because there's all the planets there. If you're looking at your chart, it's like a pizza pie with all these planets sprinkled on.
Yeah. When I teach astrology, I actually get everybody hungry because I say, look, it's like a pizza with 12 slices, and every house, those are the houses, and the house is a slice of life, and the toppings are the planets, and the signs are the cheeses, And by the end of the class, everyone's rushing to the pizza parlor.
Oh, well, I like pizza.
Me too.
So tell us what your sun.
Chicago has some of the best pizza in the world.
How about it? Everybody thinks we're deep dish, but we have a lot of thin crust, too.
No.
Yeah, well, I did my chart. My ascendant or rising sign is Virgo, and my sun sign is Capricorn. I was born in January.
That's trine. The Capricorn and Virgo are the earth signs, so that means there's a harmonious aspect between.
Do you see your moon?
And my moon is in Pisces.
Like us.
Like Carmen and Monte.
Yes, so that means you're basically a sensitive psychic person, and you got to make sure you're not around people who are upset.
Yeah, if you're around negativity, sometimes you have to make sure you don't pick up too much from and toxic people. And
Virgo rising would mean that you'd never sit still, and they would never know how emotionally moved you'd be by things, because a Virgo rising seems analytical. And if they get attached to the outcome of being analytical, then they worry. So people can come up to Virgos and rising people and say, is everything okay?
I would say you're a good critic.
Yeah, Virgo's the good critic, systems analyst. And so knowing that your moon is in Pisces, which is the opposite sign of Virgo rising, and that means that your moon is either in your sixth house, which is the house of service, use of the body, work, food, or it's in the house of partnership, which would mean that you would very rarely in your life have been without a partner.
Well, now I'm without a partner.
Well, that won't last. If your moon's in your seventh, first of all, it makes you very approachable, and it would make you very sensitive to a partner's needs. And I wouldn't think you'd be without if the moon's in the seventh. And once again, I'm guessing, but I'm a professional astrologer with 40 years experience, so I can do
one interesting thing about Capricorns is that they get younger as they get older.
Yeah.
So you might have been a serious child, and you're getting lighter as you grow up.
And you said you're a Capricorn sun?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That means I have to tell you the worst is over, because the last few years have been really, really difficult for everybody with Capricorn, because you had Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter. Everybody, you had the whole family visiting the sign of Capricorn. The tough planets. Jupiter is actually a very good one, but it's only there for a year. Saturn was there 2.5 years, and Pluto was there still, but it's at the very end. So the worst is over.
So when you see the little number in the box on your chart, does that mean the house that the planet is?
The numbers that are on the lines of the pizza are the house numbers. Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like a 7 in Pisces, the moon.
So the moon in Pisces, yeah.
That means it's your house of the partner.
Okay.
Right. If it's above the horizon, it's the 7th house. You know, the horizontal line in that pizza. The horizontal line in that pizza pie represents the horizon. The rising sign is all the way over on the left, and Virgo. The symbol for Virgo is an M with a little X through the. It's like a, like a woman sitting there with their legs crossed. The Virgo, and then the Pisces. The symbol for Pisces looks like 2 parentheses back to back on with a horizontal line. That represents the 2 fish. One swims up, one swims down. And if you see the moon below the horizon, that's the 6th house.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can't wait to get your book.
It's all in there.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
So, Teresa, don't forget to buy the book. Teresa, please buy the book.
Oh, I definitely will.
Thanks, Teresa.
I will. Thank you both. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
My beautiful Teresa. We have a lot of people online, so you guys hold on the line. We're going to go and take a short break, and then Mila, Leilani, Pauline, all of you guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be with you in a minute. We're going to take a short break.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organisation, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
Coping-19, brought to you by CDC and the Ad Council.
If you're feeling increasingly lonely right now, you're not alone. It's totally normal. Even though we may not be able to get together in person, connecting virtually with friends and family still gives you a chance to interact with people and may help raise your spirits. Join a virtual book club, set up group text chats, or online video coffee breaks with coworkers.
Find more self-care and coping tips at coping-19.org.
And I'm back with my wonderful guest, Amy and Monte, who wrote this amazing book, Mindful Astrology. And everybody, get this book ASAP, because this will change your life. And Amy and Monte, thank you so much for being my guest. I'm going to go back to the calls because we have so many people. And I'm going to go to Mila in New York. Hi, Mila.
Hello.
Hi, Mila.
Hello. How you guys doing?
We're good.
We're good. If you have a question or if you want us to talk about your Celestial Trilogy, just let us know.
Yes, I'm curious. I was born on October 10th at 8:05 p.m.
We can't do it in our head, but you're a Libra.
Yes.
So sometimes Libras are very perfectionistic, and sometimes they put off making a decision because they want it to be the perfect decision.
What time were you born again? I'm sorry, I missed it because my cat was driving me crazy.
Yeah, I was born on October 10th.
At what time?
PM.
8:05.
8:05 p.m. Okay, so that would put the sun in like the 5th house. Oh, wow. That would mean you're very creative.
Aesthetics are very important to Libra, and if that's correct, that it's in your 5th house, It would make you very creative and, very aware of, like, your surroundings and wanting flowers and wanting the right colors and, music. All of the finer things in life are important to Libras.
Right, and if I'm right, and I'm guessing because I'm not looking at your chart, it would make you good at it would make you romantic, and you'd be good at art and taking a chance on things, and sometimes the fifth house represents gambling, but it would mean that your rising sign would be Gemini. Now, if your rising sign is Gemini is the twins. When the rising sign is how other people see you, so they see you as two different people. So if you've ever wondered why people would think, if I'm right, and once again I'm guessing, but for anyone who's a Gemini rising, there's literally two people in there, or it seems like it, and the whole purpose of Gemini people is to show people that you don't have to be just one way.
Another way to see a rising sign, like if you are a Gemini rising, that would mean you might have long arms, and you might talk a lot. What do you think?
Yes, everything you guys describe is like exactly the same. That's me.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, that's good.
I sometimes, I have trouble, like just, shut up. Sometimes I like, okay,
I guess we were right.
Let the person talk. Sometimes, conversation is for two people, not just one. So
exactly.
And they don't. If they try to hold you to it, Gemini rising doesn't like that because you felt that way then, but you might not feel that way now.
Right, and the worst thing for anyone with Gemini prominent in their Celestial Trilogy, if you have Gemini...
You get bored.
Yeah, that's the worst thing for you is to be bored. And if somebody wants to lose you as a friend, if they start boring you, you'll just go elsewhere.
Also, you can multitask. You can be on the phone while you're watching TV, while you're talking to, doing something else, or else you get bored.
Yeah, actually, my mom, she always, complain about, you got to do one thing at a time. Why you always like,
not you.
You cleaning and watching, you listening to the radio,
yeah,
doing all this stuff. That's where you can focus. And so I always had my mom always telling me, as a child too. So
Amy's mother was the nicest person I ever met, and she was a Gemini.
Yes, and she had a moon in Libra, so she was like that too.
Yeah.
So see how important it is to know, first of all, who you are, and then who the other people around you are. Because say you're raising a child, like your mother raised you, for her to know that that's just the way you are,
right.
And you can do things to sort of enhance the person's strengths or the child's strengths.
Yeah, and this way she would have, if she had read our book years ago, she would have left you alone. Stop bothering you.
Just give you an extra telephone, right?
Because the thing is that the sun, the moon, and rising sign, they're not going to change. You're going to be that way, and we all have to be tolerant of the differences we all have. Everybody's different.
Yeah, and also it's true what you guys said about me getting bored. I get bored so easily. I'm always rearranging my living room, rearranging stuff. Always planting and flower. Garden. I like to garden. I like to
great.
keep my space very clean and open.
Yes.
And, my space.
For anybody with Gemini, either the sun, moon, or rising sign, boredom is poison to them.
Yes.
And that's the kind of stuff we try to put in the book, is stuff that you can use, because you can talk about the stuff that you can't use all day long, and a lot of astrology books do, but we Amy and I live life every day, I just got finished hanging up the laundry. So we understand what it is to live in the world. And astrology can help you do that. That's why we're so excited.
And you understand people's quirks. I mean, Monte and I have been together for so long, so astrology has really helped us from the beginning to understand how he does things, how he likes things, how I like things.
How he doesn't do things.
It makes you very tolerant.
Right. And do you, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if you guys know my matching sign partner.
That becomes very...
That can be, see, once again, it's not just the sun. You know, because a lot of people say, "Oh, does Aries and Aquarius go together?" Well, yeah, kind of. But the thing is, you got to see how the three things go together. That's why we wrote the book.
Okay. You got to see how the moon sign and.
Yeah, but once they're attracted to you, maybe it would be somebody quieter. But it would have to be somebody who likes to communicate, actually, with your Libra and Gemini rising.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you like to talk things out.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Because and I was guessing, if you are, and it sounds like I'm right, if you are a Gemini rising, that would put Sagittarius on your 7th house cusp. But let's say you meet someone and they're not a Sag. You might think, oh, well, it's not going to work. But they might have their moon in Sag, or they might be a Sagittarius rising, like the previous caller or one of the previous callers. So that's why.
Right.
But when you do meet somebody, and if they know what time they were born and where they were born, then you can right away look them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't even have to know that you're. It's like hiring a private investigator.
That's
right. That's why I got to get your book.
Well, thank you.
You have to get this book. Mila, you have to get Mindful Astrology. Right now. Go get it right now.
Oh, yes.
Oh, she's so good. Boy, with a friend like Carmen, you don't need anybody else.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, Carmen, our cat has his moon in Pisces also, by the way.
Really?
Our cat's psychic, yes.
She's 20 years old. My God, bless her. I have 4 cats. Actually, I think I have 7 because I have 3 others that I'm taking care of. So 4 in the house, 3 outside, 7 cats. I love them. Love
They're so
cats.
amazing.
Psychics like cats, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because they really reflect how you're feeling. You have such
Exactly.
wonderful callers. Your callers are wonderful.
I have amazing people listening to the show. I have Leilani, Pauline, a lot of other people waiting, but I want to ask you one thing. My assistant is begging me to ask you. She has Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Aquarius, and rising Sun in Leo.
Okay.
She is stubborn.
She's right, because those are all what are called. Those are what are called fixed signs.
All 3 of them.
Yeah, and so so she's a Leo rising like me. That means so Leo rising stage fright is we get scared when we're not on stage.
They're very outgoing, Leo risings. They like to have fun. They like to be with people. They're not introverts.
And like the person who just called, the woman who just called, the moon is on her 7th house, near around their partnership cusp. But the moon is in Aquarius. So moon in Aquarius gets emotional security by detaching from their emotions and holding them at arm's length. So someone with the moon in Aquarius, they don't necessarily want to be overwhelmed by their emotions. Like you and I, who have our moon in Pisces, we can watch a movie and cry about it. That would make someone with the moon in Aquarius, they wouldn't necessarily be that happy about it.
And yet she's a Scorpio, so she has very deep feelings.
Beyond words.
She's intense.
Yeah, she's a really intense, stubborn person.
I would say she's very smart.
Yeah.
She does a great job for me, I can tell you. Yeah, it's a great job.
But she likes to lead. You have to, Aries don't necessarily like to be led, but I would let her take leads lots of times.
Yeah, because I'm a Leo rising. And I get to lead anytime Amy doesn't want to. That's how we determine when I get to lead. You know how the Aries are. They're not bossy, not at all.
The best connection is Aries with Leo rising, because I feel like Aries get along with Leos very well. Don't you agree with me?
Yes, they're both fire signs. Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius are the fire signs of the zodiac. They're very active. They have a lot of faith.
Passion about what they're doing.
Yeah, and the thing is,
from my experience in my lifetime, I'm not an astrologer, but I always felt like I connect as an Aries better with another Aries or with the Leo. Those are my favorites. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have fun. I will say the Leo risings have fun.
They're entertaining. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And we're like cats. We want everything to be brought to us.
And I have 3 children. They all Scorpios. I have 3 kids Scorpios.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's a good thing you're psychic, because they don't always tell you what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and anyone with Scorpio, they're passionate, and sometimes what they feel is it's hard to put in words.
Also, it's either very extreme, it's like black or white. They can go
right,
not in between.
Yeah. I'm going to take
and they will have their... I was just going to say they will have their revenge, your children.
Yeah, I know. Oh, my God. I'm going to take another call of a beautiful lady called Leilani. Hi, Leilani.
What a beautiful name.
Hello, beautiful people.
Hi, Leilani.
Hi, I'm Scorpio, Aries Moon.
Wow, so you can't tell an Aries Moon what to do. Nobody should even try. That's a generalization, but I've found that it's a generalization that happens to be true every time. You can't tell anybody with the Moon and Leo to a lesser degree, but Moon and Aries, nobody can tell you what to do. If you don't want to do it, you're just not going to do it.
So people would think, do you have very dark, intense eyes? Because usually Scorpio risings, you can tell a lot by their eyes.
No, I have really light blue eyes. I have my father's eyes.
Well, I bet they're intense.
Oh, they're penetrating for sure.
Yeah, that's Scorpio.
Because sometimes Scorpio can rising, and you're double Scorpio. You can just give them the look.
Yes,
when you're
that's how that's how I find some men too to date. Is I give them the look.
Right.
Well,
you know what we're talking about.
Scorpio rising. Amy is a Scorpio rising, so that's the sexy sign.
Sometimes it's misunderstood.
Yeah, because you guys are so passionate and so intense, and so many other people second agenda everybody and say something and mean something else.
Or they think we're judging them when we're just trying to think about whether we put the laundry in the dryer or not.
Right.
But they think we're thinking something's wrong.
And thinking that you're seeing through them, through all their BS, and seeing through their secrets.
I can do that, actually. I can do that.
Of course you can. You're a double Scorpio.
It's also the best detective.
Yeah.
The best detective. You're like a good investigator, a researcher.
I'm actually a healer. I have a healing arts practice, and I love it.
Well, you must be the most intense healer that there is.
I bet you're not afraid to take serious cases.
No, I pulled an entity out of a client the other day with the help of an archangel.
Well, that's wonderful.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, because, Scorpio, the symbol for Scorpio is not just the scorpion. It's the eagle and the snake, like the symbol of Mexico. But it's the lowest and the highest. So anything connected with Scorpio is the extreme.
I find, though, I'm going through another big transition. It's like I'm going through several past lives in this life. Is that common for my signs?
Well, the
Scorpio is always at a crossroads. It's like
the rules transformation.
Always a very important time of transformation. So I'm sure you've been there before.
Because they're ruled by Pluto, and Pluto in astrology is all about resurrection, transformation, profound change. That's the function.
You like that?
Yeah, you Scorpios are the intense people of the zodiac.
Really?
Yeah.
We wrote a cookbook all about the signs and what they like to eat. So we assigned chocolate to Scorpio.
I just bought 2 bars of chocolate at the market.
This stuff works. What can I say?
I'm going to share it with the woman I'm living with.
Well, that's amazing. Another satisfied customer, Carmen.
Leilani, you have to buy this book. Mindful
Okay.
Astrology. Please. Leilani.
My last question is, a lot of people find out I'm Scorpio and they go, ooh, and I'm actually a really loving, compassionate woman. I don't know how to respond when they say, ooh.
Oh, that's just like, Ouija boards have a bad rep from the movies. They're afraid of somebody who's powerful and intense. And
yeah. listen, it's a great way to find out who's an idiot and who isn't. If they say that, then either you can decide to educate them or move on.
Well, you're not going to tone it down, that's for sure.
Not a double Scorpio. That ain't happening.
Well, my sister, she's a Leo. She says it all the time.
Oh, Leos, we're very demonstrative. You know, anyone with Leo, they like.
She just wants you to love her.
They do.
I love her.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you. Goodbye.
Love
bye
you
bye,
too.
Melanie. Thank you.
Oh my God!
I'm going to go to Pauline in New York. Hi, Pauline. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi. I'm so happy I got through. You guys, I have cards I stole from my girlfriend. She doesn't want them back. They're your cards. The Cupid cards. The Cupid cards, and I wanted to share
Cupid
that.
cards from so long ago.
Cupid cards.
Yeah, she let me have them, and I didn't get them back to her. I love those
1995, I think they came out. But
yeah, that's probably when. Yep.
Yeah,
and they're
those
so
are
beautiful. I did not know you were an artist. Okay.
Thank you.
I have a quick question. Well, not quick question.
Sure,
I have my chart in front of me, but I have it. My friend does sidereal, so he gave me a chart with sidereal. But I know my regular, and I have like whole house. Do you do whole house?
Well, I understand it. I just want to say for Carmen's listeners, what sidereal means that the chart is done for the constellations. So that, because right now, the first day of Aries is the first day of spring. That's how it starts. But actually, the first day of Aries does not fall in the constellation Aries anymore because there's something called the precession of the equinoxes. It goes. So that's what sidereal astrology is. It's used in India, so it's used by millions of astrologers.
Can you see your sun, moon, and rising?
Yeah, which one you want? I can give you both. I can give you the regular.
Well, we need all three. We're doing all three.
Okay,
yeah, that's what we're working.
Let's do the regular because the regular everybody is the tropical.
Oh yeah, because our book is not for sidereal astrology. It's for regular Western astrology.
Okay, so I have Leo rising, Sun
Welcome
in Sag.
to the club.
Sun in Sag, but it's a galactic center Sun in Sag. Do you know about that?
Yeah, well,
the galactic center version. And my moon is in Capricorn.
Okay. Well, the galactic center that you're referring to is actually the center of the Milky Way is in the sign Sagittarius. So what you're saying is that your sun is on that. I think it's the 24th degree or something like that. It's in the 20s.
Yeah, so, somebody told me about that. I never knew.
Yeah, so that's trying to. Your sun is trying to your ascendant, which is good. That means your purpose.
You're always learning, always growing. I mean, you like to learn.
Right. Moon in Capricorn is a little difficult because when you experience emotions, you want to sort of make sure it fits in with the plan of how you're going to conduct your life. You don't want to have emotions that are going to rock the boat too much because Capricorn wants to become an authority, and Capricorn wants the respect of the people they respect.
It can be a little melancholy sometimes, but your Leo rising doesn't.
That was my first part of my life. I feel like I have outgrown the whatever this system is. I feel more. It's more accurate for me, the sidereal system. So when I look at that, okay, my rising is now Cancer. I'm more comfortable with my emotions than ever. And then my moon moved into Sag, which I like better. And my sun is now
you're talking advanced astrology.
Yeah,
now.
We have to keep
I know. I just wanted. That's what I want. I said that. It makes sense that I have. It's sort of like these. What is that called when you? I forgot the term. That after progressive chart where you move.
That's correct. But you're talking about you must be a professional astrologer because.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, but that's what
I was saying. Your Sagittarius sun always wants to learn and grow, and you're probably always studying and finding. It's very philosophical, so it likes to learn
I'm
things.
just like a Jill of all trades. I'll learn a little bit, but I won't go all the way. I don't finish anything.
Well, you sound like you've done pretty well.
Can I ask you the sign? I think it's equatorial. I'm trying to find out who knows what the heck that is, because everybody I've asked doesn't know what that is. It looks like a capital E and a Q on the side.
That's the east point, I think.
But the show's almost over, so we should take another caller.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're talking, like I said.
Is Robin We have Robin from Pennsylvania. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Carmen. Thank you for taking my call.
And thank you for calling. Amy is from Pennsylvania.
Yes, I'm from, Pennsylvania, near Hershey.
Okay. She grew up in the Endless Mountains area. And her family goes back there before the American Revolution.
It's a beautiful
mine goes back. Yeah, mine goes back to the American Revolution. Yes.
That's so cool. Pennsylvania's cool.
Yeah.
But what's your question or your sun, moon, rising sign?
Well, I don't know what my sun, moon, rising sign is, but I really would like to know how things are going for me because I got a lawyer to look at a case, and it seems promising to me.
I think it is, actually. I mean, Carmen's a better psychic than I am, but I feel that... no, I got a good feeling from it, and I usually don't because I don't trust any lawyer. But
I got a good feeling about it, too.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, Carmen...
Good news, Robin. So for everyone listening, this was Amy Zerner and Monte Farber with their beautiful new book, 40 books, believe it or not, Mindful Astrology. You guys go get this book right away. And you guys, I'm so grateful. And for everybody who wants to find you, just give us, Amy or Monte, one of you, if you give us your website or something where people can find you.
It's The Enchanted World or Enchanted World, but as long as The Enchanted World, you'll find us on all our other websites too.
Thank you so much, Amy. Monte.
Thank you, Carmen.
Thank you, Carmen. We love you.
I'm very, very grateful. I love you so much. And if you want to do once a live with me on Facebook, I'll appreciate it.
Sure, anytime.
Anything with you.